Milwaukee. Listen anywhere at 95willrock.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live up close and unplugged. Studio East, live performance studio, where rock bands unplug, strip it down, and get intimate acoustically. Studio East, powered by the U.S. Army. They're strong, and then there's Army Strong. Learn more about the U.S. Army at goarmy.com. Now, let's go live to Studio East.
Well, hello there. I am Stino, and let's give it up for 9 Shrines in Studio East.
Yeah. Happy to be here.
Hey, guys.
Very
I feel
excited.
like we already know each other pretty well now. We've been hanging out here for the past few hours drinking really cheap beer.
It's true.
Yeah, and
liquor.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with me and all of our WIIL Rock fans here in Studio East. So let's give the listeners a little bit about yourselves first. For people who don't know who you are, obviously, what kind of music do you guys play? Where are you from? And how'd you all find each other?
Well, we're a band called 9 Shrines. We're from Cleveland, Ohio. And WIIL had started the band before me and Evan joined.
What's up? Yeah, so Bayless and I actually met back in early 2014 through a mutual friend. And I'd actually never met him in person. His old band, Life on Repeat, and my old band, Attack Attack, we'd played some of the same shows. Our paths had intersected. We never met. So we just, one day I drove out to Ocean City to meet him and start writing music. And I met Devin. And we spent, I don't know, what was it, Chris, like a year and a half before we met you and Evan?
Well, the band didn't start getting good until me and Evan joined, so...
That's absolutely for sure. But yeah, we spent a while writing music and kind of trying to figure out what do we want to do. We had this idea of we want to be a rock band, but, what does that sound like? What's that look like? What does that mean? And yeah, we met Evan and Chris, and all of it kind of started coming together, and we wrote Misery and recorded it, and...
Now we have Retribution Therapy out.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're talking about you guys were in different bands before you all, formed 9 Shrines.
Correct.
Did those bands sound similar, or did you guys all come from different sounding bands?
I think they were all pretty different. You guys were more of like a metalcore.
Yeah.
You guys were more of like a rock band with Downplay.
Yeah, I was in a band called Downplay with Dustin from Starset, and it was more of a rock project than even Starset is. It was just, standard rock stuff, so... I think that 9 Shrines is a combination of everything we were all doing separately.
I agree.
And all our influences combined together.
Yeah, definitely a lot of metalcore influence in what we do, but still focusing a lot on big rock choruses and trying to keep it catchy and heavy and walking that line.
Of course. We were talking about it before. I've known Evan for a hot minute, and he sent me one of your tracks before, and our listeners absolutely loved it. So, and we just played Nimrod for our 420 hit of the day, and
Thank you
everybody
for that.
huffed it. So that means they liked it. They smoked it. They
Great.
smoked the hell out of it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yes. Smoke it up.
Where'd you get your band name from?
There's no real story there. Wetzel just picked one out of a hat.
It
Yeah. It
sounds
rhymes.
good.
It just
So-
rhymes. Yeah. It
Yeah.
rolls off the tongue.
Picking a band name is really difficult because literally everything ever has a Facebook page or a Twitter page. So I actually spent 3 months just making up nonsense. And
Typing it in online
there
and
were
seeing.
there was 50 names, and I searched all and make sure they were free, and we looked at the end of it, and there were literally 2 that were even useful, and we were like, 9 Shrines, that sounds good.
Yeah, he just threw some stuff at there. It was almost like a gender reveal party. The balloon just popped and the name just kind of fell on the ground.
That's awesome. So Retribution Therapy was just released on, April 26th?
Yes.
And what has the reaction been so far to that you guys have seen?
So far, so good. I think people have had a lot of good things to say about it.
Yeah, all the reviews that we've gotten back, and we've done a lot of interviews, a lot of overseas stuff too.
Yeah.
And the reactions have been overwhelmingly positive, which is, this is one of the best things that's I think
we're
happened to
very
any
thankful.
of us.
Yeah.
That's flippin' awesome. Well, I really want to hear some of your music, so would you mind playing us a song?
Sure, how about we play you, Nimrod?
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it. hide and you thought that I would run. Stay with me and we'll have a little fun. You're fake, you can take, but you'll never break me. And I can't believe you're like this. Another selfish life on a pedestal, making me worthless. Don't need you to hear me. You'll get it one day and I'll spit on your grave. Saving grace never came and you're to blame. I'll play along, but the rules are gonna change. You're fake, you can take, but you'll never break me. I can't believe you're like this. Another selfish life on a pedestal, making me worthless. Don't need you to hear me. You'll get it one day and I'll spit on your grave. I never thought I could feel hate like this. Your grave, and I'll spit on your grave. And I can't believe you're like this. Another selfish life on a pedestal, making me worthless. Don't need you to hear me. You'll get it one day and I'll spit on your grave. I never thought I could feel hate like this. Your grave, and I'll spit on, and I'll spit on your grave.
Thanks, guys. 9 Shrines hanging out in Studio East, thanks to the U.S. Army. I am Stino. So, how's the struggle been, being in an established band, or a band at all, and then having to kind of start from scratch again and get into a new band?
Well, you get to learn from your wrongs, you know what I mean? Start over and start fresh and just learn from everything you did wrong the first time.
I mean, I can totally agree with that. You guys, you're from the Cleveland area. What's your intake on the scene in Cleveland?
Cleveland's a great rock city. It's, it's all about hard rock and metal there.
Well, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is there as well.
Yes.
I was going to ask you,
Very
how do you
cool.
feel about that? I mean, have you guys been there? Do you?
I haven't been there yet.
No?
Not
I've
yet.
been there for sure.
I've been there. It's cool.
Yeah.
We worked with Dan Corniff. Now, Dan Corniff, for people who don't know who that is, he's worked with Pierce the Veil and My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Papa Roach. What was his role with you guys, and how was that?
He actually played a pretty big role in the album.
Oh yeah.
A lot of us in the band like to write, so sometimes you have too many cooks in the kitchen, and the ideas, there becomes too many, and we need someone to sift through them and be like, look, this is the one that we should go with. And Dan was that guy.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Now,
And he was like the conductor.
Was there any fighting, with, what his decisions were and stuff? Did somebody's ideas get chosen more than someone else's? And then, that causes band drama, obviously.
No, but I think that's why we went with Dan. There wasn't any fighting. Whatever his choice was, we all go, you know what? His choice is probably the right one.
Yeah,
Alright.
there
And
was
we're going to roll with that.
There was very little fighting. There was quite a bit of drinking though.
Yeah, I could tell. You guys rolled in with a big case of beer. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
I had my bank account there, or my bank thought I. This is a good one. Hold on. So I'm there. We're about 2 weeks into the recording process, and I keep getting these calls on my phone from random numbers, and finally I got so annoyed. I just would ignore. Finally, I got so annoyed. I answered the phone. And I go, Chris Parketney, he's dead. He's dead. Don't stop calling back. Don't call me. Click.
Then me and Evan go to Subway about an hour later, and I try and buy myself a sandwich. Declined. I'm like, oh boy, what did I do? And I call my bank, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? They go, oh yeah, he perished, sadly. And I'm like, God. So I spend, and I have a local bank in Ohio. So I had to spend almost 2 months
Proving you were alive?
in Long Island with no debit card, like no money at all, like nothing.
That sounds miserable.
Well, I mean, I had to borrow money from these guys, so really it became their problem.
Yeah, I know Evan made a point about how we tried to learn from our mistakes with our old bands, but that doesn't stop us from making brand new mistakes. And this is a
You know
great
what? It
example.
just never stops.
Yeah.
Some stories from the road. What's like a crazy thing that has happened? Everybody loves hearing these stories because bands have a lot of stories. A crazy fan or maybe a crazy moment where one of you almost got arrested or did get arrested.
Or paying 25 cent your night.
Okay, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Oh boy, where were we? What was the name of that venue? Do you remember? It was.
Why is he whispering?
Don't worry about it.
Secrets are no fun.
Yeah, hey, what was the name of that place? Somebody just said the name to me.
Rusty Spur.
Rusty Spur, that's right.
Rusty
Yeah,
Spur.
Rusty Spur in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, it was. We played the show. It was with Messer. It was on the Hinder and Non-Point tour.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so at the end of the set, which I think it ended pretty early, if I remember right.
Yeah, it wasn't a
around
late show
like
at all.
10 o'clock. The show was over.
Yeah.
So then it became a dance club after that, and
Cowboy Bar.
yeah, and it became then it was 25-cent beer night.
Yep.
That's the greatest thing I've heard in a long time.
I couldn't believe it. So the place packed with people. There was probably 200 people in there for the dance club portion of it.
At least 200.
And one of the bands that we were on the tour with, Messer, their drummer Kenny, he's like, well, I got $100 right here, and plops it on the bar. He's like, I want 400 beers. And I swear, the bartenders, they had to get like dollies of cases and like drag them in, and they're like popping them up like all across the bar. And I'm watching, and I'm like, oh boy, these people are gonna hate us.
Oh, yeah.
Did
Yep.
you guys drink them all?
Oh, yeah, we drank all of them.
He was passing them out to everyone like in the dance club. Like they were all doing their thing, and he's like, here, beer.
That would make me feel like a total celebrity. One time I actually won the amateur strip contest a while ago. At
Okay, congratulations.
And
Okay.
I won $500.
Whoa, that's
And
pretty
so
good.
I felt like I should, because it was audience participation, that I should just buy everybody a beer for who voted for me. And they
that's
were like
fair.
chanting my name. I felt like the greatest person on the planet that day.
Wow.
You learn something new every
Well,
day.
congratulations,
Thank
Sino.
you. Maybe we can
Yes.
go out tonight and party now that you know how I roll.
We can try that.
Well, now that you've given us a $500 beer budget, you've made a huge mistake.
Find me a bar with 25-cent beers.
I'm sure we can find one around here, okay? And if not, if they don't charge 25 cents, they will after I'm done with it.
Like it.
All right, guys, well, you want to play us another song?
Yeah, this one I think we're gonna do a little cover this time.
Let's do it.
Any little Garth Brooks for you.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise, the beer in his hand. You took that glass of Bud Light. Toast to you, said honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I've got friends hidden low, places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to that oasis. So I've got friends in low places. Drew. got friends in places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I slip on down to that oasis. So I've got friends in low places. I'm not big on social graces. Thing I slip on down to that oasis. So I've got friends in low places.
And hopefully Stino's gonna take us to that oasis.
Yeah. 9 Shrines hanging out in Studio East, thanks to the U.S. Army. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Oh, thanks for having us.
And, we've got POD coming in next, but we're not done with this party here, I feel. Now,
I think we're just starting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You have no idea what you've done.
And why don't you guys tell everybody where they could find you if they want to find your music online, or what do they look up on?
Everywhere, we're everywhere. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, YouTube. Wetzel, where are we?
Spotify,
Amazon,
iTunes,
iTunes.
Deezer. You name it,
you
we're
name it,
there.
we're there.
Everything is at
The History
9
Channel?
Shrines.
At 9
Well, okay,
Shrines.
maybe not the History Channel. Okay, let's back off that
Not
one.
the History Channel, not MySpace, not RedTube.
Skinemax?
We're somewhere.
Yeah, not
Have
MySpace.
you ever been on Lobster Tube?
I have not.
Go
Yeah,
on.
well, you know.
Well, you've never heard of that?
No.
I don't know if I should plug them for free unless I'm getting an endorsement. But I don't know what kind of endorsement that would entail. Maybe you should look it up. It's better than Pornhub, I'll tell you that.
Okay, well.
Oh, jeez.
All right, we've gone too far. 9 Shrines, thank you so much. 9 Shrines hanging out in Studio East, thanks to the U.S. Army.
I'm from the morning show here. The tent is going.